refreshing.
मैं तो आ गया.
But hello everyone. Sorry for changing the stream, but I think now it should be okay.
Okay, I can't still see it, so समय तेरे को दिख रहा है तो एक बार देख ले.
मेरे को दिख रहा है.
Screen refreshing.
I have to see the sound.
Hello 1 2 3 mic check.
I think sound is okay.
सब चंगासी भाई. अरे सब चंगासी भाई. फटाफट सागर शाह कुछ 2 मिनट करते हैं जितने मैक्स ऑडियंस आ जाए. लाइक डू नॉट स्टार्ट डायरेक्टली. शुड ऑलवेज वेट फॉर 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm
तो
waiting.
तब तक क्या करें?
तब तक we can wait, and the idea today is to do a certain things that I have prepared. तो उसके लिए we will get ready for that.
गेम भी खेलेंगे ना भाई?
हाँ, गेम खेलेंगे. So वो रूम में जाते हैं.
कौन से रूम में भाई?
कॉमेडी.
अरे भाई आपके मन में खोट है भाई. मैंने तो जेन्युइनली पूछा था, आपने हंस दिया भाई. वैभव सेठिया को देखो भाई. वैभव सेठिया क्या बतख लगते हैं भाई. हाँ
कल yesterday 4-player chess आप जीत गए, right?
हाँ.
Amazing.
उस याद है जब मैं 2 player भी जीता था आपके साथ?
Okay, I'm sorry that there was all these technical issues, but I hope everything is fine. And everyone who sent a super chat, please let me know later. I'll give a shout out. I think I read almost few of them, but I missed out on some. So Pritesh Pandey, thank you so much for that. Thanks for super chat.
ये जो बिस्वा है भाई, ये बिस्वा क्या सेलिब्रिटी वाली हरकतें कर रहा है भाई. चुपचाप आ जाओ भाई. हम सब वेट कर रहे हैं. मुझे पता है आप घर पे बैठ के देख रहे हो. आ ही जाओ ना भाई. ये बिस्वा वेट करता है, अब तक हम सब टैक्टिक वैक्टिक सीख लेते हैं. बस गेम खेलने के टाइम आ रहे हैं. गुड मॉर्निंग. अरे भाई मेरे को मालूम है. यू आर अवेक, जस्ट कम.
बिस्वा बोलता आई हैव सीन दिस ऑन स्ट्रीम.
हाँ. हम क्या है भाई यहाँ पे. हम भी तो आ रहे हैं सही टाइम पे.
Okay, so Hemant Kamath says I'd like to play. My ID is chess123. Okay, so let's go to play chess. You guys can enter through the browser. I use the software. So if you can come to the room comedians.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there.
That would be nice. Okay. Is my sound okay? Yeah, should be okay. My sound should be okay. Let's go to the rooms, club rooms for web, and let me bring up comedians. Yeah, there we are in the room. So Samay, how was your experience reaching 1200? Was it easy? Was it easy or how was it?
Bro, I did not reach only, bro.
What is your rating now?
My rating was 1200, almost 1200 yesterday. But then at one time I played a Simon of 10 people, and it all went down. But in my head I am at least 1202.
Okay. I think important is to have someone on the stream with you when you are playing.
Yeah.
Maybe me or Vaibhav or someone. I don't know. Somehow, because doing everything on your own means you can't focus on chess.
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है भाई. मैं आ गया भाई रूम में.
मैं देखा क्वीन F3 पे था, नाइट F6 पे है.
अरे यार पूरा देख लिया गया यार.
ओपोनेंट प्लेस G6. अभी क्वीन इनटू F6 फ्री नाइट मर रहा है. एंड समझ लाइक चलो बिशप E2 खेलते हैं, कैसल करते हैं, फिर ओपोनेंट नाइट H5 खेलता है. ओ ये नाइट मूव हो चुका है.
अरे यार देख लिया सागर शाह. आपको अगर आप देख ले तो आप आ ही जाया करो ना भाई तब.
हाँ, मैं एक्चुअली आने वाला था, बट देन मैं बोला कि यू आर हैविंग अ गुड टाइम एंड देन सीरियस हो जाएगा अननेसेसरी सब.
नहीं भाई सीरियस तो कभी नहीं होता. अरे 20 स्टार्स को कोई वीडियो चाहिए भाई. भाई एक लाइन वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करके भेज सकते हो क्या आप एक वीडियो पे. And in this question on move 35 someone resign because there is nothing. एक सेकंड मेरे को रिकॉर्ड करना है 20 स्टार्स के लिए. कुछ रुक जा, मैं आया फटाफट.
Okay, Vaibhav,
Yeah.
you have some options to play against. Someone specifically wants to play against you, Shoaib
Okay.
Ahmed. Shoaib Ahmed.
Okay. I'll accept his. It's 10 plus 5 लेकिन उसमें.
Can you make it 10 plus 0, Shoaib Ahmed? Zeet Bora says, good morning to my favorite people. Thank you so much, Zeet. Hemant Kamath says he would like to play. His ID is chess_123. Okay. And Sachin Ganguly is Vidit_OP. So hopefully with Biswa and Samay will get that. Kishore Hazarika says, आज सर समय भाई ताल से ताल मिला रहे हैं. Okay. Hopefully he will play like Tal.
Okay. Shoaib, I still don't see a 10-minute invitation. It's just 10 plus 5.
Okay, guys, please do
आ गया.
like the stream and yeah, go on, Vaibhav. You can begin.
I'm removing my headphones.
Sure. So Vaibhav has started his game. He is playing against Shoaib Ahmed.
No, I don't know. Shoaib just aborted.
No, it's okay. He aborted.
हेलो क्या बोल रहे थे भाई? सो सॉरी, मेरे को बस 20 स्टार्स को वीडियो भेजनी थी.
Samay, you have to play against Vidit.
What?
His name is Sachin Ganguly, but his ID is Vidit_OP.
Is it Sachin Ganguly the grandmaster?
वो सूर्या गांगुली है.
Oh. घाबरलो ना मी. हे तुला मराठी येतं का राव?
माझं मराठी खूपच चांगलं आहे कारण माझी बायको मराठी आहे.
मला जाऊ दे. क्या क्या करना है? किसके साथ खेलना है? विदित ओपी के साथ खेलना है क्या?
Vidit_OP and if अविरल है तो अविरल के साथ just check.
विदित ओपी के साथ खेल दिया. विदित ओपी के साथ दिख रहा है मेरा गेम.
आपका शुरू हो गया वैभव?
नहीं, I still don't see.
You can play against Aviral if possible or Karthik_K.
Okay.
Guys, they cannot play with everyone, so in case it's not happening today, then we can play tomorrow. I'm sorry for that. Samay is.
भाई जब से आपने कलाशनिकोव वेरिएशन सिखाया है सब वही खेलेंगे अभी.
मैंने नहीं सिखाया है आपको.
नहीं, जो नाइट B5 आपने बताया जनता को.
हाँ,
जनता
हाँ.
हर बार ब्लंडर कर देती थी नाइट F3 वापस लेके, नहीं तो कुछ करके. जब से आपने नाइट B5 सिखाया, इट हैज बिकम अ प्रॉब्लम फॉर मी.
That is what I want people to play this and beat you. I'm going to also share a video with you where Carlsen plays knight b5. So that beat Samay in this opening, he should start playing better openings. Some other.
What is the problem with this opening?
It is a tough. It's not bad. It's playable. So then you should not have worry for knight b5. Yeah.
अरे स्ट्रीम स्नाइपर वो वेट कर रहा है ताकि वो 30 सेकंड बाद सुन ले हम क्या बोले. अरे शर्म कर भाई विदित ओपी, शर्म कर.
Okay,
शर्म कर.
I started my game with Aviral.
Okay.
कुछ शर्म, कुछ मर्यादा ही नहीं है भाई आजकल लोगों को. अभी वो खेलेगा नाइट B5, पूरा स्ट्रीम सुन लिया उसने.
But खेला नहीं अभी तक.
सुन रहा है ना वो.
How can you be sure?
अरे ये हरकत है वही. इस पोजीशन पे कुछ सोचने वाले. अरे भाई थैंक यू, सो सॉरी, आई अक्यूज्ड यू. मेरी गलती है भाई.
He went knight f3.
ओके.
समय का हमेशा यही प्रॉब्लम है, वो इमोशंस में आके सब बोल देता है.
मैंने पता क्यों बोला था कि अगर वो स्ट्रीम स्नाइप कर भी रहा हो नाइट B5 ना खेले, क्योंकि मेरे को आता नहीं उसके बाद खेलना. you know me.
Okay, I think Vaibhav's opponent just blundered a pawn here. So
Should we remove headphone?
Yeah, I think better. Yeah, maybe this setting is okay. I have to keep this board a little small because I am at the bottom, I know. Let me see if it's looking okay. Okay, guys. Arvind Kumar, if Samay manages to win very quickly, then maybe we'll have another game. But right now it seems like Vaibhav has simply won a pawn and is better in this position. Samay has super chatted and he says, I want to play against Samay. I can come to the center. Yeah, you are right, guys. Thank you. Thank you for this nice advice. I'll put myself in the center and I'll make this bigger. Hopefully it looks okay. Put myself too much on the left, I guess. Okay, this is good now. Yeah, I'm not in the center, but I think pretty decent. If Biswa comes into the scene, then it will be very difficult to fix everything. But let's see. Vaibhav has just played d4. Okay, I think Vaibhav doesn't have a very tough opponent, but let's see if he can play well today. Someone is saying OCD और थोड़ा side में, but I think it's okay. ये वाला चल जाएगा. It's okay. I think Samay ka main position is like is very active in general. Usually the bishop is on e7, but he's managed to get it to c5. I'm curious to know how. So the basic idea now, guys, if you're going to play Samay anytime, or if you're going to play against the Kalashnikov, my recommendation to you is play knight to b5. Okay, if you play knight b5, he will play d6 mostly, or he will go a6. Now you go knight d6 check, bishop d6, queen d6, and now queen f6 is one move, or knight f6. I think mostly queen f6, and then you can either take, which is a good variation, or come back to d1. It's a tricky line which you should look at, but it's pretty good. I have one video which I saw yesterday where Magnus Carlsen beats an 1800 player where he went d6 in this position, and then after that Magnus played the move c4 and he managed to win this. His idea was to play bishop e3. I think he got this knight to c3, knight d2, bishop e2, castles, and so on. So this is how you should try and play against the Kalashnikov. It's a better way to play. But the way in which Ganguly, Sachin played in this position was not good, because he played knight f3, knight f6 is good, bd3, and now what I would recommend is even the move d5. This is a pretty strong move. If black gets d5 break in, it's a great idea to play d5. But okay, Samay's move is not bad. Bishop c5, castles, d6, knight d2, castles, h3, h6, not required h6, but okay, anyway, knight c4, b5 looks good, knight e3, and now a6. a4 was played, and b into a4. I think a4 was a nice move. B into a4, rook a4, queen b6. I like black's position, but white is fighting. White is not. He has chances. He's now trying to get his knight to f5, which looks pretty good. People are saying Sachin ya Ganguly decide karo. Okay, let's look at Vaibhav, because Vaibhav's game has moved on, and it was looking like Vaibhav's opponent was not very strong, especially after Aviral blundered the pawn on d5. But I I think the main issue is that after bd7, knight f3, knight f6, bishop c4 is fine. Bishop e7, castle is good. I think here Vaibhav shouldn't have gone for d4. Maybe just simply d3. And white is pawn up, can easily play. All his pieces are nicely developed here. He can go bd2, just develop. d4 meant that after I was wondering, can you not take knight takes and then queen b6? Pinning here already seems quite dangerous. Maybe he has to go knight e2. And white is doing okay, but okay, d4, he played rook e8. And now I was wondering if knight e5 was possible, because this attacks the pawn on f7. And if he takes, then after d5, you should be very happy. So maybe knight e5 was very good. Even d5, which is also okay, knight here. Bishop b3. Why not just bishop e2? Bishop is well placed. So bishop b3, c4, bishop a4, takes, knight takes d5, and he lost his pawn, which is not good news. Also, black has much better development, so I think he's in clear trouble. He played b3. Now bishop f6 looks like a very deadly move. Let's see if there have been moves. Yeah, bishop f6 was played. No, first he took cbab, not required. b5, knight b2, and bishop f6. I already prefer black's position, but I think there is a tactical opportunity here, which is to take on a5, queen a5, and queen d5. Vaibhav did not go for it. Yeah, talk sound is of the pieces moving, like maybe it's a little bit loud, but okay, it gives a nice feeling. Knight f5. I have started liking white's position in Samay's game. Threat is knight into h6 check. He took. I think knight takes would be good. Should not. Yeah, knight f5. Well played, Sachin. He's playing well. Let's see if Samay, how can he actually save himself from threats of knight h6 or bishop h6. It looks very difficult. At the same time, I think Vaibhav is also under quite a bit of stress here. Well, I think Samay is focusing here, in this game. So at least that is pretty. Knight f4. I think it was logical. You lose a pawn, but at least you are able to push back the attack. Okay, let me see if I can reduce the sounds, as you say. Options, sound. No, not announce moves, chat. maybe this one. Moose. Okay. Maybe now there won't be any sound. Yeah, without the talk sound, it seems a little bit sad, but we'll get used to it. Yeah, I think here now Samay's opponent should. Is Biswa here? Let me see. No, Biswa is not here, so that was not true. I think knight into h6 is going to make Samay's position really tough. I don't see a way like knight h5 for Samay. Queen moves say to h4. Okay, Vaibhav took the queen. Yeah, he took on h6. That's the thing. That is what I think Samay is under trouble. You know, Samay actually can play chess very well, but generally it's very difficult to play aggressively every game and at the same time play good chess. And also, sometimes the position doesn't demand to attack, but he still goes for it. And so all of these factors together, I think, makes it not easy for him to constantly improve. Now, rook e7, I didn't like this move actually. We're going to discuss this endgame in a bit of depth, so we will talk about it in the post game analysis. But rook e7 was not good. Now, what Samay did here, knight h5 and g6, is really good. This is high level defense, just putting his pawn on g6. But what about g4? That is the question. What if white plays g4? Isn't it dangerous? Also, bishop e2, I think, looks very strong to me. Bishop e2. Yeah, g4. I think Sachin is playing really well here. Where should the knight go? No, knight g7. Oh my god. This is going to be mate. This is going to be checkmate. Can you all spot a mate? Yes, mate. Knight e7. Oh my god. Oh, Samay, what a mate.
क्या हुआ
मेट हो गया.
I know I saw.
अरे I saw मतलब you didn't see करके मेट हो गया.
जीत रहा था क्या मैं? हार ही तो रहा था.
नहीं, हार नहीं. It was interesting position. मतलब I know you were in the defensive.
Yeah. और क्या ही करता ना मैं यार.
I think here, yeah, it was. I mean, your opponent suddenly started playing well, yeah, after
Very
the
well,
opening.
yeah, suddenly. मेरे को लगा कि ओपनिंग में मैं खुश था, suddenly कहाँ से वो अच्छा बन गया समझा ही नहीं.
बहुत अच्छे moves किए उसने, and he put you under a lot of pressure.
Yeah. वैभव का कैसा गया गेम?
Vaibhav also checkmated his opponent. He's like cool, आराम से चाय वाय पी रहा है and he's beating.
वैभव जीत गया क्या?
हाँ, Vaibhav played
भाई
an
बढ़िया खेला यार.
interesting game. Let me just.
अरे यार, अब लिखेंगे हगार हगार लिखेंगे जनता. वैभव गेम कैसा गया?
मस्त है, मतलब बहुत ज्यादा ऐसे कुछ अलग सा नहीं, यूजुअल गेम, बट हाँ चेकमेट तो हो गया अपोनेंट.
सागर शाह प्राउड स्टूडेंट.
क्या है सागर शाह?
अरे कुछ नहीं, सागर शाह प्राउड स्टूडेंट.
I was telling the audience that for Samay's approach to chess, he needs to work really hard on chess क्योंकि Samay's approach is uncompromising chess. मतलब अब अटैक दिखा तो अटैक करो, मोस्ट अग्रेसिव मूव्स खेलो, टैक्टिकल फाइट में घुस जाओ, like you know all these things need a lot of work on chess, and somehow it's not easy for him to work so much on chess, but he also enjoys chess, so it's not easy to win games. That's the point. Like Samay, do you agree with me, or what do you say?
या अरे आई एंजॉय एनी इफ आई लूज आल्सो इन स्टाइल. नो, जैसे इसने क्या हराया है मेरे को, क्या मस्त इसने नाइट दिया अपना, मैं लिया नहीं, फिर नाइट साइड में करके चेक में. आई एंजॉय लूजिंग लाइक दिस.
Yeah, that's good.
ब्लंडर करके नहीं हारना है नॉर्मल ऐसे. क्वीन ब्लंडर, रू ब्लंडर, आई एम हैप्पी एज लॉन्ग एज दैट इज हैपनिंग, कि कुछ ब्यूटीफुल गेम हो जाए भाई.
समय ये आउट ऑफ फोकस इन योर कैमरा, हाँ. बट हाँ, ब्लंडर वाला चीज मस्त है. ब्लंडर नहीं होता ऐसा लगता है गेम ठीक ही है, दोनों साइड कोई भी ब्लंडर ना
हाँ,
करे.
अभी भी ब्लर हूँ क्या मैं?
I'm going
हाँ.
to share the screen with you guys. Can you see the screen?
या
I
now I
want
can.
to go to one position in Vaibhav's game here and tell me black to move. Black ने क्या खेलना चाहिए यहाँ पर? This is endgame, and I know that all of you don't love endgame so much.
Like you're saying black has a winning move,
Not winning move, but
but a good strong move.
he
Okay.
played in the game rook e7.
Hmm.
What would you play here?
रुक E2.
Very good. Rook e2 or rook b2.
Oh.
And the thing is, if he takes, then you just checkmate him in one move. I mean, if you take, and if you go rook d7 yourself, rook e2, somehow his king
Yeah.
is safer than your king.
Nice.
It's already a very difficult position for you to defend.
Hmm.
क्या हुआ समय, क्यों हंस रहे हो?
मैं चैट पढ़ रहा था यार. हगार हगार. समय हगू हगू चंते एक ने लिखा है.
बाय
टक टक नहीं हो रहा है, जनता कह रही है.
हाँ, टक टक नहीं किया, बंद कर दिया मैंने. अच्छा हुआ ना.
अबे टक टक अच्छा रहता है भाई,
अच्छा, सब लोग को डिस्टर्ब हो रहा था समय.
अच्छा लगता है जनता को.
ओके, नेक्स्ट गेम से शुरू रखेंगे. वैभव, और एक चीज विच आई फाउंड इन इज दैट ही गेव यू अ पॉन, राइट? e4 c5, knight c3, knight c6, bishop c4, ये आपने खेला. he gave you a pawn, you took it. Now here you played very well, castle. Now I think just what should you play here?
I mean, I thought my dark square bishop needs to come into the game, but I figured that the move I made was not very
It
good.
was loose, you know, like position is right now, your pawn up, everything is good, be compact.
क्या खेला उसने? B3 खेला क्या?
उसने d4 खेला.
D4 तो नहीं करना चाहिए था. I think D3 was still okay, but D4 नहीं.
d3 very good. d3 के बाद I think that white is just pawn up and he can develop say bishop d2. Of course black is position is not lost or something, but pawn कम है एक.
I'm forgetting why I was thinking D4 is bad. I had seen something then, but अभी मेरे को ध्यान नहीं आ रहा क्या हुआ था exactly जो मैं.
Actually he should have taken.
Yeah, he takes, I takes, you take.
And I was
He
thinking,
takes knight.
could he play something like queen b6 here or bishop c5, pinning, but then you have the move knight e2, so that way then maybe
हाँ, but still I'm getting cramped up, you know. Yeah, मतलब वो धीरे धीरे और फंसाता रहेगा.
यहाँ आ रहा है, and then maybe he takes on e2, you have to take back with the queen, and then knight d4 takes. At least he recovers the pawn with a very positive. So I mean, this CD4 would have been good. Rook E8 I did not like. I think you have a strong move here. Samay, white to move. क्या लगता है?
Knight G5.
See, the thing is, he instantly spots things. Like,
Right,
he plays knight g5 ऐसा attacking move, मतलब क्या बोलते हैं, तुम्हारे खून में है somehow. Like moving ahead, spotting weaknesses and playing this. But also there is a better move than knight g5. I mean, the square is right, everything is right.
Okay, Knight E5 then.
Yeah, exactly. Knight e5, and I
Honestly,
think your big threat is bishop f7 and bishop into e8, or knight into f7.
यार क्या गेम था भाई, मजा आ गया.
If he takes, then d5, and I think white is just better. d5,
understand.
knight a5, इधर bishop e2 खेल देते.
I what did I play? I forgot.
You played bishop b3,
Yeah,
which led
I
to
thought
a
like
bad position.
I thought like कम से कम लेगा तो I'll have a semi-open file
नहीं
for
लेगा
rook.
नहीं ना, वो c4 खेल रहा है, bishop e2, and still now you have a good position here.
Yeah, I feel like मतलब मैं अभी हिलाऊंगा कहीं पे और तो मेरा बिशप फिर बीच में आ रहा, मतलब I did not like these two squares immediately, मेरे समझ में नहीं आया. And also I wanted to keep checking on f7.
I
was
think
like by
one
chance
thing,
but yeah.
Vaibhav, is that very important. Next, like, don't go for general observations. Be very specific. Like, if you put your bishop on b3, what is happening? c4 is coming. Oh, it's a specific thing. फिर then the attack on f7 का सवाल ही नहीं उठता है. There is no question.
Right.
Same way, like, you need to go specific. Whenever your mind says, oh, this move is not looking good because the bishop is in the middle of the file or something, ask yourself to go specific. What is the move black will make? Be specific.
There's nothing specific अभी immediate तो.
अभी black के पास कुछ specific winning move या कुछ नहीं है, so then that means your move is decent. While here there is something very much obvious that is coming at you. And then after take, I think knight d5, he was already having a very nice position. Your pieces are misplaced. Okay, this is fine, but undeveloped. You played b3, which was very risky, I think, because first of all, you are behind in development. Secondly, you are trying to open up things. But yeah, you have to do something. I would say maybe knight c3 could have been possible here. Pawn structure.
Low on material exchange.
हाँ, because you are in a bad, like, यहाँ पे white has so much activity here, black, that I need to do something. I want to take my bishop out. Maybe bd2 is what I'm thinking. But he's threatening bishop c5 check, knight e3. This rook is suddenly looking so nice on e file.
I pushed that pawn thinking that there is a way, if I move my rook, then there is a way that the knight comes to c3 and forks my knight and the rook and queen. So I wanted to avoid that and just protected that knight for a bit.
What if b5 here? Is it possible?
I didn't think that, but ये तो बहुत problem हो जाती है.
Then knight.
पीछे ही आना पड़ता है वापस से.
Also bishop c5 check next. I want to play.
Yeah, would have been terrible.
Because if you take here, I'll take with the knight. This looks really bad. You played he played cb, ab, gave you a little bit of breathing space, b5, and now you went knight b2, okay, bishop f6, and now I think you have a tactical opportunity here. White to move. Always remember LPDO, which means loose pieces drop off. Which are the loose pieces in this position?
Ah, shit. I can't believe I didn't see it. So rook captures on a5 and then queen has to capture back and then I capture the knight on...
Exactly. This would have been better.
I didn't see it. I was still attacking that, but I just did not see that this is hanging.
You played queen d2 and now he played knight c6 here, which is okay. c4 takes, And now this move was very bad. Bishop b2. I
Yeah,
think
that was
just
a very bad move. Even I was like, did he just give away the pinned piece?
yeah.
Like, just can't make a move.
I think
Pinned piece is so funny, no way. Pinned piece.
knight c3 and just somehow if you take with the queen, ये pieces देखो ना black के beautiful, and white somehow is not coordinated. So I think this is already trouble. The biggest threat is first check and take on c1 and then take on b2.
Could have also just taken a pawn, maybe. I don't know.
Which one?
Pawn on f4. He captures that pawn and then captures my knight. He gets a pawn up
Yeah, possible.
with the knight. With the
Yeah,
knight, huh?
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Do you think that would? Acha, nahi, छोड़ो.
कौन सा?
If I take a, do you think that's a good move there? Like, what? Nahi, thoda sa piche. Knight when I moved. When you moved the knight,
You
huh?
mean here?
Instead,
No,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
take with the queen. No, that's the problem.
Oh, queen is there. I thought they got extension. Sorry, sorry. My bad.
So here after takes, and I think now again in this position, this was a dangerous move. I mean, not needed. This bishop is good, although you are ruining his structure. The most important thing you are doing is you are actually giving him a back rank के लिए एक space. So although the pawns are weak, there is no way to attack them. So why not just play like something like bishop c3 or perhaps even bishop d4 or rook a2. I don't know. Somehow I feel like no, rook a2 is anyway bad. Rook e2 may come, but
Hey, why not bishop f6 again? Can you tell?
yeah, I was just thinking like giving up this bishop means that he solved his back rank issues, and you will see this in full light when actually he comes in with rook b2 in this position,
Got it.
and there is no back rank issues for him. He can bring his other rook also aram se.
But that pawn has become slow. No back rank issue, so is will get solved anyway with h6 at any point.
Yeah, but here it is very dynamic. If Vaibhav wants to play bishop f6, then next move knight d4 नहीं खेलना चाहिए. This is a bad move. At least here maybe rook a6 perhaps. Because playing knight d4 meant that now this was just winning for you, and he played rook e7 which was passive. Rook a3, nice, interesting. King g7 was a little bit too much. Maybe rook b2 and you would have okay, rook b2 is a mate, huh? Like check, not a mate, but at least you will have to exchange pieces.
Rook g8 then.
Yeah, but then it's just an exchange, no? Here.
But those two slow pawns, I'm still counting on them.
This should be around equal, this position. Although
वो दो pawn जो है
ये weak है, पर इसको win करना मुश्किल है. Like usually how you win weak pawns is with pieces. Here rook will attack, king will defend. So there is no real way to win them. And you cannot create passers. So in a way these weaknesses are not too much for this endgame.
Got it.
If it was middle game, this was weak. But endgame में little less. So king g7 check, king h6, f5. And now Vaibhav has a very sly trap which is यहाँ पे mate करना है.
I didn't believe that he would let me do that. I thought he's going to start checking instead of doubling up.
Yeah,
because
if he checked, I think you would have had
yeah,
to
like exchange the rook. एक rook exchange तो होगा ही होगा कम से कम.
exactly.
भाई
शायद
जनता
वो रुक
हम
जाना
लोग
है.
ये जनता के लिए करते हैं और जनता को क्या लिख रही है enable closed caption and enjoy. I am laughing too hard. Whatever they speak Hindi, it tries to fill it with random words. जनता हमारे हिंदी को इंग्लिश में कन्वर्ट करके रैंडम वर्ड्स सुन के हंसता रहती है.
अच्छा.
करो जनता, जिसको मजा नहीं आ रहा है चेस में वो ये करके मजा करे.
Samay is quite angry today with the janta. He's like जनता क्या कर रही है, जनता सुनती नहीं है जनता. But Samay, usually the people who are typing, many of them are not focusing, and those who are listening शांति से वो लोग type नहीं कर रहे.
इसको बोलते हैं vocal minority. Do you know this concept?
अच्छा.
It means that very जिनको तुम बहुत पसंद होते हो they don't usually say it out, but जिनको तुम नहीं पसंद हो जोर से बोलते हैं. तो ऐसा मतलब whatever, समझ रहे हो तुम?
Yeah, no, I actually the
It's
thing
a minority, but they are very vocal, so it looks like it's a majority, which is not.
Exactly, yeah. Like for example, when I have been writing articles for many years now, and always below my articles there are always bad comments, like majority of the times.
Oh, you read my comment?
Huh? No, not your article. Everyone wrote nicely, but some of them, like technical ones. And that time I realized that people who liked it did not care to comment, but those who did
Yeah.
not like, they all comment. So, this is very common.
Okay, so sorry. Please continue.
Rook b8, rook h4, and it's a mate. Yeah, this is just pretty
I
mate
just
king.
had one question in the game. The point where I exchanged the queen, was that like a decent move?
That
Should I
was
have
that was
exchanged?
fine. I think exchanging
Okay.
queens was good because in general it seems fine. Although I always feel when you are about to exchange something, if you can get a favorable exchange out of it, that would be nice. Like for example,
So,
play rook a d1 or
yeah.
rook f d1. Like this was passive. So if he exchanges, you get more activity. That would be nice because here when you exchange, he is able to get a rook into the game.
Okay.
And
So I thought of doing that, but I thought like I don't know why I got inclined towards getting a extra a ruined pawn structure of this guy. So I
yeah,
was like, if I capture this, then I at least ruin his pawn structure for sure after
but
capturing the
this,
knight.
as you saw, no, this
Yeah,
pawn structure ruining is not a big thing here in this
yeah,
position. It could be like if you can get a knight to f5 which cannot be kicked off, could be nice. So my thing is that Vaibhav, you sometimes need to keep more tension on the board. Like if suppose this is the position, then you want to like take sub exchange, okay then. But if you play rook fd1, now it's a tension position because and more chances of mistakes. Will he take here? Will he go for a check? Will he do something else? And in that all excitement, he can also go wrong. Uh, of course, here you need to calculate things accurately because queen b6 check, king h1 may just land to knight e4, and then there is a
yeah.
check here and smothered mate ka tension. But you can also play here after queen b6, queen f2, and then if he takes, then again you have king which is slightly more active. It's this
What an
position.
interesting game, bhai. This is one of the most interesting games I've seen today.
Yeah, it's a very interesting one. I would say Aviral, you fought well in the throughout the game. Opening was not great, but middle game fight was great, and then end game was not so good. So overall, it was very interesting, and Vaibhav, well played in the end game. That mating idea was very nice.
It's like you say कि कभी-कभी अपने सोचते हैं एक ट्रैप और वो बैठ जाता है तो खुशी होती है.
Okay, let's move to Samay's game.
Yeah.
Oh, the boring game.
ये तो सबसे मतलब बोरिंग मतलब 25
मजाक कर रहा
moves
है.
में mate is not common, yeah.
Oh, Samay got mated, or
Yeah,
did he
yeah.
mate him?
I made it. I got mated, bro.
Oh, okay.
E4 c5, knight f3, knight c6, Samay's favorite move. I actually explained on stream how to play against this, but just for once more for Samay, knight b5 is a good move. Threatening knight d6, Samay will play a6, then you can play knight d6, take, and in this Samay you will also learn queen f6, and now there are
Yeah, I know.
two moves. One is that
Queen takes.
takes, and another one is queen d1. If suppose here I'm just checking also the games which are the latest ones. Queen d1 is more popular because people want to keep the queen on the board. And what white is saying is, I have the bishop pair in this position. Black has given up his important bishop. What black is saying is, in order to get the bishop pair, you had to actually lose
On
one,
development.
two, three, then coming back with the queen on development. So I'm going to take advantage of that. So therefore, black makes the move queen g6 here, which is very important. Attacking e4 and also attacking g2, stopping the bishop from moving here. So usually, white in this position plays the move knight to c3, and then you go ng e7 here. There is also
Okay.
a tactical move which you can think of is d5. ये पूरा मतलब it just breaks all hell loose. Like I don't know how you call it.
D5.
Yeah, d5, because if knight d5 you have queen e4 check,
Yeah.
bishop e3, and then here the move is knight d4.
Oh
It
wow.
is crazy. It is crazy tactics. Like he goes knight c7 check. Abhi you have to move the king, so you go king e7. Then he if he takes the rook here, knight into a8, then you take knight into c2, attacking the king. He must play king d2. Uh, if he plays king e2, then bishop g4 check में उसका queen मर रहा है, because if he plays f3, then queen into e3 मर रहा है.
My God.
So he must play.
ये पूरा ओपनिंग है भाई, सोचो.
हाँ, ये सब ओपनिंग है. This is what, when Vidit says I'm working on chess, or when any top player says, they are actually looking at all these lines. This is 15th move, they will look till 30th move, and on 20th move they will find a new idea, something like that. So
रट्टा मारे खेलते बेसिकली. ए रट्टा मारे क्या खेलते हो भाई, दिल से खेलो भाई चेस.
Ratta,
Then you will become
no,
grandmaster.
actually the point is they have passed that stage of chess understanding and all. They know everything, almost everything. So they are now, this is the thing which they are
Do they know
working
Jammu Kashmir gambit? They did not know that. Now I taught them that.
Okay, so Samay, this, if you want, you should dedicate some special time to understanding this. But I think until now people are not yet testing you in this line very much, because वो लोग को भी ये नया है. But when they will know that Samay is playing this, they may prepare it.
Is there a name to this entire opening? Like,
Kalashnikov.
Kalashnikov. अच्छा, एक और चीज, जब आपने when you took the knight to b5 and you said that we threatened that square on d5, why not just push the pawn d5, like for black?
Which one?
हाँ, so just before this, when you said that knight, जब queen निकली नहीं थी इससे पहले, like right after the opening. हाँ, so right now instead of going a5, a6, why not push d5 or d6?
D6 is the main move, but this Samay doesn't play. He doesn't like to keep his bishop, so that's why D5 is the other move. But then here,
Yeah.
I mean, this is bad move because you just lose a pawn. ED.
Okay.
But D6 is the main move, and then I was suggesting, like, I think there is one video here which is 1 second. Magnus Carlsen
Versus
Spill.
Offers draw to with it.
हाँ, ये वाला. This is the video which you can have a look at. This one. In this same opening होता है जो, and Carlsen plays with white. So if you guys want to know a thing or two, then you can check that.
1864 free day. Cool.
Samay,
हो गया भाई, doubt clear?
my main idea was to actually make people test you in this opening so much that you will be like, either you will learn a lot or you will say ये opening अच्छा नहीं, I need to learn something else.
बढ़िया ओपनिंग है भाई ये. भाई हम नया गेम कब खेलेंगे?
Just you want to look at this very quickly. I will try to make it very quick.
I want to know the critical points,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
I
I liked bishop c5 move from you. It was active.
simply just trying to castle.
D6 was fine. Maybe D6 not required, just castle was okay. Knight D2 was passive. I think knight should belong on C3. This is where I thought your opponent was not playing so well. H3.
Yeah.
ये
मैंने बस थोड़ा हल्के में लिया यहाँ तक.
ये भी ठीक था तुम्हारा. Knight E3 A6. This is good. And here I didn't like your move B into A4. Just maybe B4 is okay. Or maybe just rook b8 is also fine. Keeping
rook b8 also I thought, but I thought he'll take with a takes on b4. I'll take with, and now he has an open file. I thought.
I understand, but giving up this, activating his rook on a4, also giving up this c4 square is not very good. So you have to see.
My plan was that he takes rook on a4, and then I'll get bishop to d7, and I'll do a discovery later on.
Yeah.
But he did not give me time for that.
But then this is hanging, right now. So
that's
it's possible to play this, because this takes, and e4 is hanging. So that would have been okay for you. So maybe bd7 was not bad. Or you could have played a5 here. That was also possible. But you went queen b6. Not bad, I think. Knight h4 was good move. Actually, from here, I don't know what happened to your opponent. He suddenly started playing all great moves.
Engine.
By the way, there is a super chat from Zeet Bora who says, Samay, we love you. Just don't care about few people.
Like? Like Biswa Kalyan Rath, because he's not here.
What happened to Biswa? Biswa is usually coming. I mean, what happened to him?
अरे बिस्वा आएगा आराम से. बिस्वा के अभी फॉलोअर्स ज्यादा है ना.
Knight e7, queen f3. This is a very typical way of attacking. Very good play by Vidit here. Sachin.
Vidit?
His
Oh, yeah.
ID is Vidit, but Sachin Ganguly. Someone said Sachin hai ya Ganguly, decide kar lo, because two cricketers. But yeah, queen f3, bishop d7. And yeah, here I didn't like the move knight g6, because your knights were defending this very important square for this. So you are controlling that. After knight g6, this became very difficult. Like, I
Yeah.
don't see how you can defend unless you decide to play something very passive like queen d8.
That's what I was lost. I was like, कुछ तो दे भाई मेरे को, कुछ तो हक, पर उसने कुछ किया ही नहीं. उसने पूरा
He played
अच्छा ही
amazing.
खेल दिया.
This was practically okay, because you got his bishop for a pawn here, and now perhaps king h8 ke jagah, could you have played something like knight d7? Although I don't like it. Queen g4 is very strong, threatening a mate.
Bishop d4.
Yeah, bishop d4, knight h6. At least एक pawn मिलता है. Then this is hanging.
Knight. No. I don't think there was anything over there. What is the main mistake of this game?
I think the major mistake that you made was, if you had to find the major mistake, I think ng6 I did not like.
Okay. Yeah, because that gave him knight f5.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let me save the game.
वैभव भाई हो जाए एक.
Okay, you both want to play one game? That would be okay.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Okay. Wait, I'll just look in community. Samay dikh jayega shayad. I found it.
Arya Ranjan, thank you for the super chat. But I think Vaibhav and Samay are going to play with each other right now, and then we'll end today with the third tactical motive that we wanted to learn.
I'm
Which is the
removing
game?
my headphones.
I'm removing my headphone also.
Okay, let me see if I can pull up the game. So Vaibhav is black. Oh, today Samay has played a new opening. He went knight f3 instead of c4. Nice. b6, bg2. This is known as the Reti system, when you play your knight f3, g3, bg2 castles. And it's interesting. Usually you should watch from white side in general. Bishop b7 castle. And we have had some moves. He went d4, knight f6, bishop g5, h6. Which sports person inspires you out of chess? For all of three. Okay, Rohan, I will ask them. For me, I think interesting question. One name that immediately came to mind was Roger Federer, for his sheer longevity, also for being such a cool and calm person. I mean, I just like him more than Djokovic or Nadal. I did read a bit about Tiger Woods, and of course, a very controversial character. But the way he transformed the game of golf, whenever Tiger Woods was involved, uh, so much more money flowed into the sport. Like he single-handedly sort of uplifted the game, so that was very nice. And also, uh, yeah, well, if you talk about cricket, then definitely Sachin Tendulkar. As to how can one person uh, have so much carry so much weight on his shoulders, like so much pressure. And while we are talking about it, we have Mr. Biswa Kalyan Rath joining us.
Good morning, good morning.
Biswa, good morning. समय वॉज
Yeah.
सेइंग दैट आप पूरा सब गेम वेम होने के बाद जब एक्चुअल प्रैक्टिस शुरू होता है तब एंटर करते हो.
नहीं, मेरे फॉलोअर ज्यादा है ना, तो मैं थोड़ा लेट आता हूँ. और उधर ने हेडफोन निकाला हुआ है.
वही बोला, वो फॉलोअर ज्यादा है इसके लिए आप लेट आए. बट
अरे वही सुन के मैं बोल रहा हूँ.
अच्छा. मुझे लगा ये आपका जोक इज गोइंग ऑन सिंस मेनी डेज.
नहीं, ये लेकिन एक बार समय गया था तन्मय के स्ट्रीम पे और पबजी खेले थे वो लोग, तो उसमें मतलब काफी ज्यादा फॉलोअर वाले लोग थे. तो समय को तन्मय ने बोला कि पहला मैच तो स्पेक्टेट कर ले. समय बोलता है कि हाँ भाई मैं कर लूंगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, मेरे कम फॉलोअर है. तब से चल रहा है जो. Okay, how can I see the match? Can you share the screen or something?
Sure.
ये दिखता नहीं है मेरे को.
Okay. Biswa OP. Everyone is saying Biswa OP. Excuse OP. Late OP. There is one question
Late,
to you,
yes.
Biswa, which are your 3 favorite sports players outside of chess? अभी आपको तो chess नहीं, but anyway, yeah.
I like obviously Sachin.
Okay.
That is if you don't say Sachin, that is blasphemy only. I like Sachin. I really like Kohli also, and I like this. Do you follow F1?
Yeah. I used to.
Yeah,
I mean,
so Ayrton Senna.
Okay, Ayrton Senna.
Yeah.
Kind of, I think in the 60s or 70s, right? Senna, or 80s?
80s. 80s till early 90s.
There is also one documentary on him on Netflix, if I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he actually died on the F1 track, right? His
Yeah.
car crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his story is very inspiring because Tabi Brazil was very poor, and he was the only like international figure doing well outside of this thing.
Acha. Cool. By the way, there is a very interesting point that happened in the game between Samay and Vaibhav, which is like Samay played knight f3 instead of c4. This is known as the Reti system, and you can see like how he played bishop g5 is a move I don't like so much because black can just go knight e4 here and attack the bishop. But he played h6, takes, knight c3, knight e7, rook e1, good move. G5 was horrible move by Vaibhav because he's behind in development and he's just not caring. E4 was excellent move. Queen d7, now looking to long castle, and I don't know why he played a4. Like it was like he's thinking he will go long castle so he can play a5. But why not just take this pawn? Maybe, yeah, okay, he was afraid of long castle and then this. So a4. Okay, still, I mean, what he played was fine. De, knight e4, bishop g7. And you can see how Vaibhav, in spite of all the ugliness in his position, like this pawns double, bishop is blocked, he's still fighting. And this is what I find very unique. Like g5 somehow felt to me like such a bad move, but he made use of it to actually develop the bishop and castle. So that is something which
Yeah.
he likes to do, f5 now, and suddenly you will see the two bishops are working like really strong pieces. The game has changed actually. Now I think white has I think Samay will sack on g5. That's his way of playing.
Yeah, this is very nice. Just so unusual. The way Vaibhav plays is very unusual.
Yeah. By the way, can you calculate this line? Knight e takes g5, h into g5, knight into g5. Okay, now the problem point is that the bishop on b7 is hanging with the bishop on g2. So he must take bishop into g2. Now you, instead of taking it back, you make an intermediate move, queen h5. With your knight on g5, you are now threatening a mate on h7. So he has to move his rook. There is no other way. There is no way to defend that mate. So he plays, say, rook e8. Because if he goes somewhere else, then I have queen into f7 and rook e7, winning the piece. So rook e8, queen into f7, king h8, and now I think this is finished, game over. I think a move like rook e6, with the idea of rook h6, gh6, and queen h7 mate. Bishop h6 and queen h7. If I can make them, let's see if.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't play.
Sounds right.
He didn't play it.
Arey yaar.
He played knight d2, which is sometimes Samay plays not boldly. Like he should take, check here. Do you see any defense here? This is a mate here.
Yeah. Queen takes this thing. Queen takes f5.
No, it's black pawn, no?
Arey, it's black pawn only. Okay, today is going to be horrible. Okay.
Today is actually your this, no? Some battle is there with Biswa versus Biswa. Or it's just a video coming out, or you will actually battle?
No, it's a video that we recorded.
Achha, it's already recorded. I thought if you had to battle, then you needed to be in a good mind frame. Like.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm at 1190. So today, most likely, I'll become 1200.
You are 1190. Fantastic.
Yeah, the game I sent you last night,
Yeah.
that took me to 1190.
Amazing.
There is no defense that I can see.
Yeah,
but
rook f8 looks good, yeah. Here. And usually in such positions you take now f7 only move, yeah. Like I don't see rook, instead of rook f8, if you move the rook somewhere else, then I will take on f7, king here, and rook into e7, and then you are just losing queen and also the bishop. So therefore rook e8.
Or you can just, it's mate.
How, mate?
No, not right now. Like, eventually.
Yeah. No, take here. And usually in such positions, no, we are thinking how to mate. So we are thinking of check, then king g8, check, king f8. Then we are thinking of more checks, like check here, king here, and of course this is just mate. So this is sometimes checks work. He must take the knight actually with this queen. Take, but then looks okay, this position. I saw a very interesting idea, which was here after rook e8 to take here and to play rook e6. And my point was that next move I want to play rook h6 checkmate, And if you take,
Oh wow,
if you take on, I mean not checkmate, you take on here, I will give queen h7 mate. So there is no way to stop it.
beautiful.
Yeah, no,
That's great.
it doesn't work. Yeah, I mean it doesn't work for black. So he should have taken, but Samay went knight e d2, and this is exactly what Vaibhav needed. But now after queen c8, there is this knight g4 tactic where you can win the knight on e7. Let's see if Samay managed to spot that. No, he did not. He played h4, f5, queen c8, queen b3. No, queen b3. Instead of queen b3, just knight g4 and pick up the knight.
This I think he'll spot.
He should have spotted that, yeah. No, and finally Vaibhav in this position has blundered a pawn. Or not a blundered a pawn, because d4 is hanging. Yeah, you can see the game live now. I won't analyze, because but I think that here it's important to take on d4. In h5 means knight e5 and then just pawn up. He should have taken on d4 and then played h5. Yeah, now Samay's pawn up has a very knight f3 now. Just Biswa, you should guess some of White's moves now, because White is a pawn up, and White has a very
Okay.
good position. So maybe it's a good training for you to, because converting winning positions is something that you have to work
Yep.
on. Now what would you play?
Uh, okay. I would I would activate the other rook actually. I would bring the rook to
Yeah, rook
d1, but
d1 was a better move, I think. Now knight g5, just knight into d4. Just loses the. I mean,
okay. Yeah, I can fork. I can no. If this knight is there, I can't fork.
yeah.
Okay. Still rook a d1, pinning that knight,
Yeah, rook.
and then forking.
Yeah, rook 8. Samay makes all these very active moves. Yeah, like sometimes it's very difficult to. Yeah, it's a very interesting move. He usually
You can also
chooses the tactical way of playing in this position. I mean, as you see, rook a d1 just resonated more with my thinking, but I think knight g6 may not be so bad. Oh, he played knight c2. And now an interesting move can be knight e6. Forking.
okay.
Okay, rook d2
The
check.
trading rooks. Okay. Take, and then Samay gets the other pawn.
Oh, bishop takes.
What?
Intense game, intense.
Vaibhav is unbelievable.
Knight a1, rook a1. And no, first knight f8 should have been taken. Knight f8. Now b4 is hanging. That is little. Vaibhav is making sure he doesn't lose on time. He's playing fast.
King G2, King
Yeah,
G2.
I like king
oh,
e4.
King
Activate your king, no?
King E4, but you lose a pawn.
But that pawn was anyway attacked twice. So king g2 also rook into
I
g2.
will lose another pawn also if he goes King G4 and then you move. No, he'll still fine.
He'll play knight
Okay.
f6 check now. Knight f6, king moves, king f7, knight into h5. a5, okay. Rook g4, king.
Okay. Rook D4. Rook takes. Why didn't he take the other pawn?
It
Okay.
was also possible.
Now the pawn is protected. Okay. Rook F4. But rook F4 is a decent move. No, does not rook F4. Okay.
ओ मेट हो गया कि क्या? ओ नहीं मेट नहीं हुआ है. बिशप f8 प्ले. दे बोथ थिंक इट्स अ चेकमेट.
Nicely done.
You resigned? Vaibhav, you resigned?
I don't think I have.
Vaibhav thought he was checkmated. Also, Samay thinks he's checkmated, but bishop f8 is coming.
But it's not. He's still.
Hello.
Guys, what happened?
Why did you resign, Vaibhav? Bishop f8.
Oh yes! Oh no! Even I didn't see that. Oh man!
Damn nice.
Why bishop f8?
काफी
Why
मस्त,
bishop f8?
हो तो गया.
आपने रिजाइन क्यों किया?
Resign मतलब bishop f8. Oh,
Even I saw that now. Oh.
यार bishop f8 knight d7 वो फिर भी जाता ही जाता. Maybe पता नहीं चेक वेक से शायद हो जाए कुछ. I don't know.
नहीं होता तेरे पीछे तेरा G2 से चेक है. I think.
हाँ maybe शायद कुछ बात जाता है. I don't know.
जम्मू कश्मीर क्या बैठाना था भाई. समय ओपी हो
Crazy,
सही है अभी.
Crazy. Nice.
क्या
Not
मजा है
improving
ना?
at chess. Not improving. Now resigning without checkmate, guys.
ओ भाई समय ओपी हो जाए भाई. क्या गेम था भाई.
Nice.
It Samay, the game was crazy. It had good moves by you, good moves by Vaibhav, bad moves by you, bad moves by Vaibhav. It was a perfect Bollywood thriller. Lot of things happened up and down. Very difficult to guess what was going on.
Oh man, what a game.
Vihar Gadap Kopula says, love your streams. By the way, Samay is making designs on the board as usual. Samay OP.
समय ओपी भाई. डिजाइन बना के जीता भाई.
Okay, let's have a look at this game. Very interesting.
मैं खुश भी हो गया और मेरे को लगा कि चेकमेट भी हो गया भाई. और उसको भी यही लगा.
मेरे को भी ये लगा
नहीं,
कि checkmate हो गया.
it was like you gave this check and Vaibhav was like कि कुछ तो चल रहा है and then he saw the video जिधर तुम ऐसे कर रहे हो.
नहीं वीडियो थोड़ी ना दिखता है. वीडियो थोड़ी ना दिखता है हम दोनों को.
नहीं वीडियो नहीं.
मैं मतलब देखा मेरा simultaneously वीडियो नहीं चल रहा था.
अच्छा.
But I just realized that I'm lost.
But this is
Like,
not.
मेरे को ऐसा
This is
लगा.
far from
Not
losing.
lost.
Yeah, like after bishop f8.
Yeah,
There is knight d7, but knight.
But
But
Jammu
it-
Kashmir gambit is coming.
Rook g2 check.
Hmm.
अरे what Jammu Kashmir
Rook g2,
gambit
rook
in
f2.
this? How you will
अरे
play?
टाइम कुछ नहीं था ना उसके पास.
He had 48
तो-
seconds.
Nothing. It's enough.
नहीं rook g2 नहीं I think time तो इतना issue नहीं था. Time I could have played, but मतलब मेरे को दिखा ही नहीं है bishop f8.
It's a case of very rare case when a player has a very still possibility and he resigns. And you know what? Vaibhav actually put on his earphones and said, काफी अच्छा game or something he said, and I said, Vaibhav, did you resign? And then he removed it again, and then he was thinking, and then he, or maybe you put the wrong earphones, I don't know.
Yeah, I put the wrong earphones actually. I have another pair here.
Okay.
I have put in the wrong earphones, so I couldn't hear you guys.
Oh भाई
Okay.
मजेदार.
Anand Agarwala, like always, has sent a joke which says, how do BJP members give checkmate? Shah or Modi?
Oh, शाह और मात होता है ना.
Okay.
Okay.
I just like to point out that Samay thinks I come late because मेरे followers ज़्यादा हैं. पर some days Samay doesn't come only, और उसके followers भी उतने ज़्यादा नहीं. तो what do you say to this, Samay? What do you say?
Sorry भाई. भाई क्या गेम था भाई.
हाँ देख अभी सागर ने एक लाइन दिखाया जिसमें मतलब तो पागल हो जाएगा.
Samay, तुमने actually you should have played that line. Like, okay, this is until now Samay has played very well. Vaibhav, this development is
3 मूव है भाई. 3 मूव है सागर कह रहा. Until now Samay has played very well.
5 मूव है. 5 मूव्स में बहुत कुछ हो सकता है. जैसे वैभव, फॉर एग्जाम्पल वैभव, ये जो तुमने पूरा सेटअप किया है ना ऐसा फियंचेटो, दैट शुड हैपन ऑन द अदर साइड बिकॉज यू कैन कैसल. Here you build it on the queen side, then you should try and castle long somehow. But okay, this is not completely bad, but if you think about it, you develop your bishop on b7 and then you block it with the pawn on d5. That's not a very good idea. Okay, anyway, it's still completely fine. Not h6, maybe you could go e6 here, developing, because h6 means he can take.
I was actually hoping कि अगर वो by chance retract किया ना, then I'll push that. I don't mind expanding on because I was thinking going queenside castle anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll get the expansion on this side. So I was like, let's see.
Did you
देखते हैं क्या
consider
करता है.
this move?
Actually, I did not. Okay.
Tomorrow's morning lecture is on when to resign.
Oh damn! I did not see this at all.
Yeah, this was better. H6 takes, knight c3, and now I liked Samay's next move e4. Rook e1 with the idea of e4 because he's ahead in development. He should open the position very good. G5 was really something that I felt was very bad move, but you made it work. Like in your favor. Somehow it feels like you are behind in development. You should get your king out, like something like queen d7, e4, takes, and long castle. Get your king out from there. But your move g5 is like, I don't care मेरा king center में या नहीं.
Actually, मेरे को लगा कि वो f5, वो e5 तो e4 तो push करेगा. So if I can just somehow push these pawns so that the bishop diagonal वाला चीज खुल जाए वापस. Anyway.
Yeah, I was thinking Samay you could take ed5 here. Or
I was scared कि I was scared like knight takes and then his bishop also develops.
but
so
knight
development नहीं है तो keep the
ये
tension.
pin है.
So yeah. Oh, bishop takes.
बिशप से मारा तो वो बहुत ही important बिशप मर गया ना, like take on d.
And then
then
he has a discovery also.
Should have taken.
No, and also the thing is now Vaibhav has only I think good chances to long castle, and then your a4 move makes a lot of sense, like trying to open up.
Yeah.
This a4 was, I think you played it because you wanted to attack his queen side.
हाँ मुझे लगा वो queen side castle करेगा फटाफट, पर उसने last moment पे decide उसका मन you had planned to do queen side castle, right?
Yeah, once you moved that I thought I'll just move queen side.
यार तो जल्दी हो गया, early OP.
यहाँ पे Vaibhav started playing well, like bg7, c3, castle, and now I think black's position is okay. You played h4, very interesting move, trying to break. Vaibhav, you should have played g4, knight moves somewhere, and then f5. I think this would have given you a decent, or maybe not f5, वो b7 वाला मर रहा है. First maybe defend this somehow. But with the way you played it, you played f5. I think Samay had a very good move here. Samay, what would you play?
मैं बहुत सोचा कि मेरे को किसी तरह मेरा जो बिशप है g2 का उसको b7 पे अटैक करना है, लेकिन ऑलरेडी I spent 1 minute thinking on that and I was down by time, so I was like, you know what, let's just come back. Now to think of it, let me think.
Yeah, I thought you would make that move without thinking, like जो move है वो.
So you're saying there's a good move for white
Yeah,
here, right?
yeah.
Good
Uh,
move and directly leading to mate eventually.
Yeah, I think so. It's mate.
Oh,
By
okay.
the way,
If he
guys,
goes,
yeah, tell me, Vaibhav.
if he goes knight
E5,
e5, and then bishop can capture, but then as soon as we,
then
no,
knight F6.
oh, I was thinking check आएगा, but bishop से protected है. Yeah,
दो नाइट दे
नहीं
दिया
कुछ
ना
नहीं,
और फिर एक ही पीस मिला.
कुछ
yeah.
नहीं हुआ.
Checks, captures, and threats. Actually, checks, captures, and threats is a bit like dieting. I feel like it's very difficult to follow all the time. But if you follow it for a month or two, then it becomes like a way of living. If you somehow follow it for a few days and then you leave it, then you don't get the benefits of even those full days, few days. So you have to continue it. Checks, captures, and threats.
Sagar Shah, are you dieting?
Yeah.
Because this sounds like a very odd analogy.
I did it. Like I have tried many times and I've lost 1 kg and then I've gained a lot. This time I decided to continue doing for a long time and finally I lost 9 kgs.
Wow. सुबह से 1 kg तो मैं ऐसे ही लूज कर दिया. If you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Yuck.
इसके लिए
वाइभव ने भी चेस मैच में 1 kg लूज कर दिया.
ऐसा क्या खाया था भाई कल?
I have done some analysis on that, like how much you lose if you but it depends on how much you eat yesterday.
Complete your sentence. So if you want.
This is not even disrespectful to
This is not disrespect to Goda
No,
also.
I'm
Come
saying
on,
how
let's.
much you eat on the yesterday night decides how much you weight you will lose next day.
Nice one.
So
पता नहीं
ये
भाई
मूव
यहाँ
तो
पे
देख ले
सोच
तू. मूव ये तेरे को दिख जाएगा. थोड़ा सा बस दिमाग मतलब थोड़ा सा गंदा सोच.
everyone is saying please like the chat, guys. Please like it. I think only 500 likes. Let's make it 1000. Like Samay says always. Samay कितना बोलना रहता है, 1000 या 1500?
एक टारगेट दो भाई, जितना भी है उसका 75% का टारगेट दे दो भाई वॉचिंग का.
अच्छा तो 1300 then 1000. Okay, 1000 likes.
समय.
हाँ भाई
So
सोच लो.
knight captures on g5, then it captures back, then knight goes to e5,
कुछ फोर्क हो रहा है क्या किंग और क्वीन?
knight e5. हाँ बट वो गया. हाँ मेरा
रुक टेक्स.
हाँ
नहीं कुछ नहीं हो रहा उससे.
हाँ नहीं, वो रुक वापस लेना है तो तू भी एक बिशप ले लेगा.
वो
But
वो B8 लाएगा ना रुक.
yeah, but I'm pieced down now. Yeah.
सोचने दो कुछ तो इंटरेस्टिंग है. मैं बहुत सोचा वहां पे, मेरे को लगा ही था कुछ है, पर फिर मैं सोच नहीं
एक
पाया उतने
मिनट,
कम टाइम में.
कितना सोचा मैं देखता हूँ.
देख ले भाई वहां पे.
तुमने सोचा 53 seconds ही.
हाँ 53 seconds is lot of time, no?
Yeah, but
1 minute
okay,
I
you
wasted
can
there.
think a little more. I mean, what is the most natural move for you, Samay, which comes to you like नहीं यहाँ पे ये करूँगा ही मैं.
पर उसका कोई पॉइंट दिख नहीं रहा मेरे को अभी.
उसको देख, क्वीन को देख.
There is a fork, but
मेरे को नाइट F6 चेक लग रहा है, पर उससे क्या है कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा मेरे को.
नाइट F6 चेक नहीं है भाई.
Takes.
हाँ बेस्ट है.
So okay, let's say you take here. Now you take here. Now you take
Now
here.
knight takes.
So there is a threat in the position. Now
Bishop
someone
takes.
said in the chat that bishop into f3, but after bishop knight f3, I think pawn up with a completely dominating position for white.
भाई मैं समझ
but
गया.
after that, okay.
Knight takes, pawn takes, knight takes. Threat is bishop takes on bishop.
So he has
And
to
if he
take the
captures,
bishop.
then queen to h5.
Very good. Then go on.
Then I don't see what he can do. Bishop h6.
Just loses a piece.
That's is it done?
No, try to find black's defense.
Okay, rook
I think,
rook e8.
Very good.
Queen
Or
h7 check. Okay, and wait.
भाई सागर शाह में पेशेंस बहुत है, मैं तो अभी तक दिखा देता पूरा.
then again, queen goes back to h5.
No, but then
Threatening
he
mate
will
again.
save it.
Knight here.
Or even bishop d5, saving the piece. So instead of queen h7, is there a better move? Look at all the checks in the position.
Oh, queen takes on f7.
Yeah, king h8. Actually, the move here, there are many winning moves now for white, but I think the move which I managed to analyze looks pretty strong. I think that's the fastest way. Perhaps.
Okay, knight e6.
Yeah, this one is also good actually, knight e6, because now he's forced to take with the queen, because if he moves the bishop, where? But bishop h6 perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Queen.
Something
wait,
better.
wait.
Samay.
Okay.
Check, and you can win.
Okay. Queen h5.
Yeah, king g8.
King g8, and now queen again inside, and this time knight.
Very good. This pawn is gone now, so there is a check. So he has to give up the queen, and the point is here the game may still go on because you have 3 pieces for a queen. Black has 3 pieces, which is sufficient. 3 3 3 9 points for a queen. So better could be that instead of going knight e6 here, I was thinking of how about this move. This is like a little bit different from your way of thinking, which is like every move jo karte you create a threat on every move. Like if you play knight e6, there is a threat on immediately the next move. What I have played is I'm not creating threat on the next move, I'm creating a threat on the next move. I want to give a check, you take, and I want to checkmate you. So you have to actually see how to stop it. I mean, there is absolutely no way to do it.
Wow, bro! One day I will be able to see these moves and maza aa jayega.
It is possible. Like the thing is only to be a little bit calm and look at opponent's defenses. Many times what we do is we are like 96 game over khatam, but then he plays bishop h6 and we are like, arey, again I have to think how to win and this. But then you say, okay, can I go check here? And then you are like, oh, 96 game over. Abhi if king comes here, it's a checkmate. But then again he takes the queen and you are like, oh, this is again defense. So this thing which needs really hard work on the board is needed. Like here, and now rook e6, and I don't see a way for black to defend.
Wow, dude. Man, this is मतलब वो नाइट का मूव समझा ही नहीं यार. वो मेरे को तब से उधर लगा कुछ तो है. फिर मैं बोला टाइम बहुत कम हो रहा है. Chuck it. I'll just.
But if you play the previous move, where the bishop defends there, yeah, in this, yeah, and yeah, knight and then bishop, yeah. But Vaibhav won't see that bishop. He'll just resign.
Actually
अगर कितना सीरियसली कर रहा था कि कुछ बोलूंगा
मैं बोला ये म्यूट भी है, म्यूट पे इसको अनम्यूट करते हैं, क्या बोल रहा है सुना ही नहीं दे रहा. Okay, so this was a critical moment, but after this, I think Vaibhav, you started taking over the initiative slightly, but still your position is filled with so many weaknesses in the position that it's very difficult. Like here, Queen B3 again. Samay, you are not being tactically aware. Your strength is tactics, and you are not being tactically aware.
Here I just didn't know what to do. I was thinking knight d7. I was thinking something. I'll pick up that bishop. I was thinking maybe knight takes on f7 or something. I'll take that knight. So many things are there.
Don't think something. Calm down. Just try to think how you will win.
Knight takes g4, wins a
Yeah,
pawn.
exactly. Or start with bishop b7, queen b7, and knight g4.
Huh. But at that point I was like, I like my knight over there, and if he takes with the bishop, I take with rook. My rook comes there. It's great. Why should I go for a pawn right now?
Are pawn, but this is a very critical pawn, na? Because this pawn goes, these all pawns become weak. What else can you do? I mean, if you see in the game, what you did was after this, it was, I don't know, somehow black is okay. I mean, of course, white
Yeah.
is better. I still like white's position, but before here, did you consider knight d7 here?
No, I didn't consider.
Because here now rook e6 just wins a pawn.
No, I didn't consider.
c4, f4, knight g4, and here Vaibhav, you should have taken on d4 first instead of
Yeah.
h5. You played h5 first, which allowed him knight e5. Rook d8, knight f3 was a good move. Knight f5, and now, as Biswa rightly pointed out, just rook a d1, keeping control in the position. Pawn up, your pawn up. Just play Shanti se. I think you will win.
I want to create fork opportunities on e6.
I know, but in that he took a pawn, no? Then that thing became. Then you went here. Then this. Actually, it was like both the sides' knights were creating so many threats. It was very difficult to keep a track. Knight f8. And maybe Vaibhav here could be possible to play bishop a1. I was thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Now f8 knight is hanging. Sorry. F8 knight is hanging. E1 rook is hanging. He can go rook
He'll take the
c1.
pawn,
He can
or he
take
can take the
this.
pawn.
Then you take this with a check. That is the problem. Then you are winning. So he can play rook c1, but then you have rook d2 check. King moves somewhere, and then king into f8, and I think you are winning a piece.
Oh, that check. I didn't see knight takes check is there. So sorry.
Actually, this is very similar to one of the positions that we were analyzing in Biswa's game, where it is too many options here. Like, ये capture मर रहा है, ये capture आ रहा है, this is coming, there is a in between rook d2 check. There's so many things happening. I think this bishop f8 was a bad move. Just very passive. And then 96. Samay was
Time trouble.
check, king f3, takes, and now Samay, you could take this guy first. So that after he takes, suppose, you can take this. Okay, he has knight c2, that's the problem. Yeah, like knight c2, rook d8, rook e8, complex, very, very complex position. Rook a1 here, knight c7, bd6, knight d5, check, king e4, and here I thought you are actually building up some kind of a mating net. Check, king here, ab, ये नहीं मारना था, इसको अभी थोड़ा टाइम रखते हैं. Let's try to find some kind of mating ideas here with your king, knight, and rook. Not so easy. Yeah, I know it doesn't.
किया तो उसने मेट.
हाँ?
मेटिंग नेट में एक छेद था जो मछली को दिखा नहीं.
मछली और like net में आ गए. I'm in the net, but the net as a whole I can go out, but like नहीं, net में आ गए, now I should die. Okay, cool. I think.
Okay, this position, is it a drawn position?
I feel like after knight d7, which is the best move.
Check and check.
Not,
check and
I was
F2.
thinking let's not give a check because unnecessary. He comes here and then you come here, he takes the pawn. So
but F2 directly
let's
maybe.
go to F2 directly. And now the thing
Right.
is he can't do much, and this may come up. But no, there is this check.
Yeah.
Where I have to capture the knight.
Yeah, and if you capture the knight, then actually this is winning for white. Because
So I was winning anyway.
yeah, looks like. Let's see if rook g2 check may be better than check.
Wait, now if he captures the knight,
I think check, king here,
King H.
and now this, and king h4. And I think you have to fight out this position.
Then I would just capture his bishop right now.
Take.
And then I
Yeah.
would get rook, and then I would just come with the king.
So such a nice thing. I wanted to teach you king and pawn endgame today, and it has come. What do you think
Oh,
about this
nice.
position? Is it winning for white or draw?
Winning for it.
Sure.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, Biswa,
I-
you
100%.
win with white now. I will defend with black.
It is.
Biswa has said
it is.
100%. Let's see how he wins.
It is black to win, bro.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
no, 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 no.
Yeah,
So it's
black
draw.
captures the
It's draw.
pawn.
It's draw.
Black will reach earlier.
Black doesn't have a pawn. Okay, chalo, let's do it.
Wrong.
अरे
King
5
G5.
Will reach
King,
earlier.
yeah, King F5.
Oh. Draw.
King E4. King D3.
Biswa takes a sip of. What are you drinking?
Green tea.
So basically showing that he is winning. Now he saved the pawn.
King C3. I didn't play. You played. Okay, King C3. You already. You played when there was a white.
I played King C6. You said King C3, so I played King. Your notation. You wanted to say King C3 or no?
But it was my move. How can you move?
No.
Is anybody improving at chess here?
I played King C6 and you said King C3.
No. He's saying that when it was white to move, you played black
He
twice.
played alternate.
He played. Okay.
Yeah,
played?
I think so.
Okay.
No, see.
Did you
the
skip a
point
move?
is,
Did you skip any?
I came like this. Okay, and now
Yeah,
I'm playing this.
now it's
and
black
now
to
your
move.
move.
Okay,
Chess
great.
puns.
King D4.
Thank you so much.
King D4.
Good morning.
Why did you miss that super chat, bro?
Yeah, the big super chat. Vinayak VKN. Great initiative, Sagar bhai. Watching these streams made me want to study chess seriously again. Thank you so much, Vinay. We can
C5.
today pawn endgame. Yeah, C5. Okay, guys, do you know this endgame? What is the result of this endgame? Biswa, Samay, Vaibhav, anyone?
I know.
It's drawn,
मैं
yeah?
पूछ रहा हूँ अभी मैं तो I'm asking you with a clear straight face. Do you know?
I know if king goes in front of the pawn, then it's a one end game.
Yeah.
But if king is behind, then it might be drawn or
Or a stalemate भी होता है. हाँ, right.
It's a
I'll
draw.
tell you why I said it's one. Because I thought the pawn has to come to the other side.
Oh, you thought it's coming down.
फिर
Yeah.
तो push ही करेगा ना. Okay, so this position is a draw. You know why? Let's play Biswa king here. You play now. I'm
King
playing
D7.
this.
Yeah, basically that king will block that queening square and then it'll be
Here.
stalemate.
Push, king here, king here, king here, king goes, king, check, king c8 and stalemate. This is what is going to happen every single time you play this. The thing is to remember a concept known as critical square, key squares.
Oh, critical.
की स्क्वायर्स नॉट क्रिटिकल की स्क्वायर्स सो ये पोजीशन नाउ वाई सब में से अरे पॉन एंड गेम सीख के क्या मिलेगा यू नो बट only if you know pawn end games will you decide whether you should take on f8 here after king g7 or not. Like Samay, if you take everything, now it's a pawn end game, you should be able to decide whether this is winning or not. And the easy way to know is that for every pawn just leave one rank and the next three squares are key squares. Okay, so if the pawn is on c4, then b6, c6, d6 are the key squares. So if the white king can reach any of the three squares, white wins. If white king cannot reach those squares without pushing the pawn, okay, the pawn should be here. If you push further, then the key squares go even further. So let's imagine now what happened in the game. I'm coming and came here, and now I want to reach these squares. So black says I'm not letting you pass. If black was a little careless here and played the move king c7 in this position, then you get king c5, and now you say if you go here, mera king idhar aa jayega. If you go here, then my king comes here, and I'm winning. So always remember, a pawn leaving one rank, the next 3 squares are the key squares, and in a king and pawn endgame, if your king reaches any of these 3 squares, you win. You know, sometimes when I'm teaching you guys, when I'm really shocked and sometimes surprised is when I'm looking at you and the person is not moving, and I'm like, wow, क्या focus से देख रहा है, and then I realize कि उसका internet चला गया है. Like Samay in this case.
Like Samay.
So
Yeah.
Samay was like this, and I'm like, wow, उसको king and pawn ending इतना वो ध्यान से सीख रहा है, but actually hang हो गया. Okay, so this let me give you one more example. I will save this in the database.
This is so awesome. This I had to learn because I have drawn so many of these games.
Okay, this is a very famous example, and here. Okay, white to move here. What do you think is the result of this game?
So sorry, my internet had an issue. Hello?
Yeah. Samay, welcome
Huh.
back.
Did I miss anything?
I think white is winning.
You have to find whether white wins here or it's a draw. What are the key squares here?
A6, B6,
Very
C6.
good. So if you can reach any of these squares, you will win. You don't need to you need to put your king on those squares. It may not happen directly, like you will indulge in a fight with the king and then he will let you pass and you can enter that way.
It's a draw.
It's a draw. Can you calculate? This is very tough calculation because it is like you have to go move by move calmly. Let's see.
King, white to move. King C2. King E7. Are you making the moves?
No, I'm listening
No.
to you.
Okay. King C2, King E7, King B3, King D6, King A4, King C6, King A5. Oh, it's white. Oh, it's white to move. No, then it's not.
Then what is the result?
If it was black to move, then King reaches A6.
King A5, King B7.
Oh, King B7. Huh.
So King C2, King E7, King B3, King D6, King A4, King C6, King A5, King B7.
King B7.
And draw?
King B5.
King B5.
No, King B5.
Do you know what after King B5 the position is called in chess? Both kings are here. Black king is here. White king is here. Do you know what that is called?
No.
It's called opposition. Have you heard of that term?
Yeah, Vidit told me.
With it
I haven't heard.
With it said opposition. What does that mean?
Congress. Opposition means two kings are facing each other one square apart, and now whichever king has the initiative can keep the other king at the same distance for however long he wants, or can push it away. Something.
Yes. So opposition is not initiative, but it's like both kings are opposite each other with one square in between, and the main aim of opposition is not to keep the opposition, but to actually outflank. Okay, so what I mean is, if you go King C2, King E7, King B3, very good, by the way, Samay, you found the right route, because there are many people who say bring the king like this, because if you come with the king like this is a draw because you can never enter here. Now black king is in time, but you chose the farthest route like this. So that way the A6 square was easier to reach. So something which came naturally here. King A4, King C6, King A5, King B7 and opposition. So the side which makes the last move has the opposition. You can say in this position white has the opposition, and the aim of opposition is not to continue having the opposition. उसका कोई मतलब ही नहीं बनता. You keep moving, वो keep moving. But the aim of the opposition is to outflank. So he goes in one direction, you go in the other direction. So here you reach the key square and now you start pushing the pawn. This is just a win because if king b8, you can again take opposition and then you can outflank. Like here. By the way, be careful like Samay, b6 stalemate. But you can go here. And you can go this side now and now start pushing. And this is winning. It's only a matter of one move difference. If it was in this position, white to move, this is stalemate. But it is black to move and you get to win. So just to end this topic of pawn endgames, which is very important.
Hey, can we do one more?
Yes.
That's what he meant.
Just to b2, if the pawn is on b2, I'm just putting the king somewhere randomly, not important. Then the key squares are a4, b4, c4. If the king reaches any of the three, you win. Now let's imagine I push the pawn. The key squares become a3, b3, a5, b5, c5. Now I push the pawn, let's say again. Then the key squares become c6, b6, a6. Now I push the pawn again. This is on the 5th rank. Now this has 6 key squares, not 3. The natural would be these 3, but even these are key squares when the pawn is on the 5th rank. So even if your king reaches here and he has the opposition, you will still win any of these squares. Actually, this is quite a complicated example, but I mean complicated thing to remember, but I think you guys can remember.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. And only thing is, these rules are applicable to knight, bishop, central pawns, but not to rook pawns. Because rook pawn mein main problem kya hota hai? That there is no other side to the pawn. So rook pawn has its own rules, which we will learn tomorrow. But today, it's about these 6 pawns. These rules, okay? I'm going to give you another position, and the nice thing, I'll show you one very nice feature, which is like I do this and I say let's see if this works, similar end games, okay? And इसमें जितने भी वो 8 million games में ऐसे end games है, it will search and it will show me, so we can find some very top level game and see if some similar end game is there, and then we can solve. Okay, let's see. By the way, if anyone has any questions, Rohit Agarwal says, great to learn such concepts. Thanks, Sagar. Thank you. I am just checking if I didn't miss a super chat. Chess Puns, Vinayak, Anand Agarwala. Okay, no, I did not miss. Okay.
I used to always try to summarize this endgame because, like Biswa, I also knew that if king comes in front of pawn, then it is winning. But I never understood why. And now, because of these 3 dots and everything, 3 squares, now I finally understand this.
Yes. This is the opposition is a very, very important concept in the endgame, and we will learn it more detail. And as people have also said, endgames are very important. My only worry was it's too boring for you guys. But because आज गेम में pawn endgame आ गया, तो इसके लिए we could, quickly I took the opportunity instead of doing some tactics.
नहीं आया था गेम में वैसे. देखो वैभव का वो जो अर्थ है ना, वैभव का कंधा लग रहा है वो.
कब से उसका शक्ल है वो.
जो राहु केतु टाइप नहीं आते वैसा लग रहा है वो.
Okay, so this is a game between 2 top players of one is from UAE, Arab countries, other is from Egypt, Amin Basim, and here
इंडिया का फ्लैग क्यों है फिर उसका, इजिप्ट वाले का?
वो इंडिया नहीं है, वो इजिप्ट का ही है.
अच्छा
भाई, इंडिया फ्लैग नहीं पता तेरे को समय?
इजिप्ट का नहीं पता भाई मेरे को. सैफरन व्हाइट ग्रीन नहीं दिख रहा है वो.
I think white wins in this, is it? If white is to move. Yes.
Last move. So the thing was, okay, let's look at it interestingly. He played this, takes, He played rook f2, he gave a check, and now rook f3. So the question is, should black take this rook or should he avoid the rook exchange? Because if he avoids the rook exchange, maybe rook and pawn endgame can be drawn. But if he takes, would it be winning or would it be a draw?
I think black should not take because king, I think, reaches the 6th rank before the
Vaibhav,
black
don't
king.
think. Calculate. So how do you calculate? Rook into f3, king into f3. Black move, white move, black
winning.
move, white
It's
move.
winning. King reaches a5.
It's winning.
Yeah,
Are you sure?
1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. Yes.
Biswa, 1, 2, 3, 4 may not work, okay? Because sometimes like something may go wrong. Calculate.
Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Yeah. It's fine. We'll have opposition. We'll be
Okay,
fine.
let's. So I am going to defend black's honor here. I am taking. You try to win now. I am playing black's move. Okay, what was your move? Anyone thinks it's a draw here out of three of you?
if
No, everyone thinks it's a win.
E4.
No, I think it's a
Okay,
win.
then I am playing.
Yeah.
Let's say I
E4.
play this.
e4, e4,
King e4.
King e4. Okay, king e6.
King d4.
King.
d4, दोस्तों.
D4.
oh,
No, it's fine. We'll be fine.
C4.
King C4.
b4.
King B4.
ऑपोजिशन किसके पास है?
ब्लैक के पास.
हमारे पास
कैसे?
है.
ब्लैक के
कैसे?
पास है भाई.
लास्ट मूव आई एम मेकिंग ऑलवेज. इफ
रुको हम कर देंगे.
so if you move one pawn, maybe
King A4.
if you move that's the problem, Vaibhav. If you move the
King
pawn,
C4.
you will get the opposition perhaps, but your key squares will go further here, which will make it difficult for you to reach. So you shouldn't.
Okay, king a4.
Sorry, king a4,
King
king
A4.
a6. अब push कर.
Resign.
It's a draw. But you know the beauty of this position was that here, exactly here, very few people would play the move king f7. Everyone would play king f6
yeah,
to come in, and now you get the opposition. And now it is like abhi aa jao, ye side, ye side, ye side, ye side, ye side, same position, but now you go here, I will come here, I outflank. You go here, I will outflank. So the thing is,
नीचे हाफ हाफ लिखा हुआ था. हम लोग देख सकते थे कि ड्रॉ है और बोल सकते थे.
Oh,
सागर
shit.
था इम्प्रेस होता.
ये बंद करता हूँ नेक्स्ट टाइम से. बट यू नो
तो ये सीखने का क्या फायदा? ग्रैंड मास्टर लोग ही नहीं कर पा रहे. तो अरे बाबरे
किया ना उसने.
ग्रैंड मास्टर लोग भी ऐसा किंग पॉन कर
किया
रहे
ना.
हैं. अरे उसको लेना नहीं चाहिए था ना रुक.
नहीं लिया ना. इट्स अ गुड मूव बाय ब्लैक बिकॉज इट्स अ ड्रॉ.
ब्लैक को ड्रॉ करना है ना. व्हाइट के पास एक पॉन है ना.
ब्लैक वांटेड
अरे
ड्रॉ.
ब्लैक इज पॉन.
अरे व्हाइट के पास पॉन है ना यार.
हाँ ओके.
हियर इफ रुक f3
ये ग्रैंड मास्टर लोगों का आता है.
yeah, Amin Basim was a guest on ChessBase India 2 days ago, so good, big respect for him.
Briar variation or
Yeah,
something.
teaching the Breyer. So rook f3, king f3, and now you see opposition is nothing but king in front of the king. But now I'm teaching you a new concept which is like a corollary to the opposition, which is known as distant opposition. Distant opposition matlab same file pe same color and you take, like, instead of one square in between there are 3 squares in between. Why distant opposition? Because the side that has the distant opposition converts into close opposition. So for example, if I go here, how should black keep the distant opposition?
e7.
Very good. If you come e6, which is a mistake, how should white take the opposition?
d4.
Sorry?
d4.
d4 means you are actually giving him now the opposition.
Oh, sorry. e4. Okay.
You move to the
Got
same.
it.
Now you have the opposition here. Okay. If you go to d4, king d6, you lose the opposition.
Then he has
And now white
got it.
wins. So this way king f7. Actually the game continued after takes king f7. He played king e3, king e7, very good move. King d3, king d7, king c3, king here. Abhi wo king d4 gaya. Now what will you play? Now there are two ways to draw, but let's see.
King d6.
King d6, keeping the opposition is the easiest way. Also, king b6 now draws because he's somehow
Because key square.
he's not able to reach here. If he comes here, I take the opposition. And the point is, he will try to come like this, then I'll come and win his pawn. So he,
Got it.
in the game, this way it was drawn and both the players. So I think this is a good example of opposition.
Can you repeat that point of 3 square wala? Then if black wants to draw, he needs to either come.
I will explain to you with another example because that will make it clear. Suppose this is the position, okay? And now I am going to give you क्या बोलते हैं? I'm going to give you a task which is mate the black king with your rook. But the task is that you have to only make the final move with the rook. मतलब जो mating move है और मूव नहीं करना है. So basically it's a battle between the two kings to push the other one behind. And
Got it.
White to move है.
White or black? A2.
आगे आ जाओ.
King A2.
यहाँ जाना है, यहाँ जाना है, कहाँ जाना है?
कहीं भी आ जाओ.
यहाँ गए.
शुरू करो बैट.
रुको एक
यहाँ
सेकंड.
जाता हूँ.
एक सेकंड रुको. रुको कहीं भी आ जाओ. नहीं है भाई. डिस्टेंट ऑपोजिशन है भाई.
मेरे ख्याल से आगे बढ़ते रहना है कि
पर अपन आगे बढ़ते रहेंगे वो at no point will black king be forced to come back to the nth rank, last rank, no.
भाई यहीं से ऑपोजिशन रखते रखते जाना है.
हाँ तो अपने डायगोनल चलते रहते हैं ना ऊपर.
चलो ठीक है. वो आ जाएगा आगे. मैं बता रहा हूँ. हाँ ठीक है. नहीं आएगा आगे. चलो C3. King C3.
C3
ये बाहर निकल गया. चलो
हाँ,
अभी
बाहर
एक
नहीं
बार
निकल
बाहर निकल गया तो मैं बहुत ही खुश हूँ.
नहीं बाहर नहीं
अरे
निकल
वापस
सकते.
वापस ला भाई.
बाहर नहीं निकल सकते.
वो C फाइल से बाहर नहीं निकालना है उसको. चलो भाई king B2.
King B2 A3
A3 B4 ऑपोजिशन उसको मिल गया.
नहीं सो अपने को B3
I
खेलना था.
like how you use the word opposition. उसको मिल गया. It means you have understood the concept. Good. समय फिर से हैंग हो गया आई थिंक. नहीं है.
नहीं है.
बिस्वा तुम्हारा फेस पे वो पूरा ये आ गया है लाइक एवेटार लुक.
Yes. I'm avatar. अरे हटना जाना.
So
Yes.
king a3, king b8, king a3, king a7.
Now B3
King b3, king b7. You see what I'm doing actually. I'm not being eager to come in front of you. Because if I come like this mad rush, you will take the opposition. ठीक है. I'm playing king b. You play king b4. I will come king b6. By the way, a big shout out to Daksh Punj, who's contributed a huge super chat of 5,000 rupees. Hi everyone, absolutely love the stream. My interest and intrigue for the game has risen manyfold. All thanks to you guys. Sagar, kindly check your Insta DM. Would love to hear back from you. Sure, I will do that. Thank you so much, Daksh.
Thank you so much, Daksh Obi bhai.
Guys एक बार दोबारा चालू करते हैं. चलो
King B.
अभी सोचो भाई लोग अपने पास ऑपोजिशन है अभी.
All those who have joined right now, the task is to only give the final checkmate, final move, that is checkmating move with the rook. Otherwise, everyone knows how to win this with a rook.
अपने पास ऑपोजिशन है कि नहीं है एक बार देख लेते हैं. डिंग
3-3-6
डिंग नहीं है. अपने को लेना पड़ेगा. तो हम A2 से ले सकते हैं.
Okay, so
चलो फिर
king a2 मैं ये खेलता हूँ.
I will take opposition again by B3.
Okay, now I am playing
ओके 3 होने चाहिए ना, किंग A3।
ड्रॉ
चलो
गया
ऑपोजिशन ले लो ले लो, चलो ऑपोजिशन ले लो.
ड्रॉ बाय
पॉइंट ऑफ
ऑपोजिशन।
ऑपोजिशन इज डाउटफुल.
You are having opposition, but you know, uh, opposition in itself is not the end of the game. It's a means to an end.
गॉट इट.
ओके ऑपोजिशन आने के बाद फ्लैंक करते ना, किंग A4।
हाँ वही किंग A4 की किंग C4 जाके आ सकते हैं हम लोग.
कहाँ पे? मैंने ये मूव खेला किंग A7.
वो जब किंग A7 जाएगा तो हाँ
ओ
हम
हाँ,
किंग
किंग
C4 जाके
C4।
आएंगे.
Guys, you are all very smart. I love that.
किंग B5.
Very good.
अब ऑपोजिशन हमारे पास.
Okay.
कहाँ
ओके
जाओगे?
वापस C6। ओ बेहतरीन भाई। और
नाइस. किंग D5 D6 किंग वो उधर गया और नीचे मेट.
और नीचे बढ़िया भाई।
You see, opposition is so important, and you learn so many concepts here. First of all, distant opposition is nothing but on the same file, two kings are with odd number of squares in between, 5 squares, 3 squares, or 1 square. Or you can look at the color complex. Both on light square means the side which just moved to that square has the opposition. This is first concept that you learned of distant opposition. The second thing is opposition in itself is useless, because here you cannot keep on moving like this. You need to outflank at some point. If you don't outflank, तो ऐसे हिलते रहेंगे. So here you outflank. When he goes here, now you again take opposition. This is still distant opposition. And now again, if you keep moving here, this is opposition for white, but it's not enough. So at the right moment, outflank. And opponent tries to take diagonal opposition. By the way, this is diagonal opposition, but you keep outflanking him. You don't let him, because the moment you come here, he will say, oh, I got the opposition, and then black is fine. Now you can't push him back. Like, do whatever you want. वो इधर जाएगा इधर. तुम इधर जाओगे वो इधर आएगा. You cannot do anything. So in this way, the rook will never be able to move give the final check. So here king C6, now king B8, king B6, and then you finally pinned him down to the square and you mate him.
Got it.
Are these concepts of a distant opposition clear? I mean, are there any questions related to it?
नहीं, I'm very excited to look. I'm
So
looking forward to
awesome.
more draw games.
use them.
अब इसका एक्सचेंज करेंगे बिस्वा भाई, आप खेलो सेम मेरा कॉपी
एक
का।
लास्ट आपको ये देता हूँ टास्क. द टास्क इज वाइट टू मूव एंड रीच F8 और H8. ठीक है. एंड ब्लैक्स टास्क इज टू स्टॉप द किंग फ्रॉम रीचिंग देयर. So I'm going to try and stop you guys. I'm black, you are white. Can you reach any of one of the two squares?
Right now we have opposition, we can reach anywhere bro. King A2.
अभी बहुत ही स्मार्ट हो गया सब. ओके किंग B8.
King B2.
ओके किंग C8.
बोलो भाइयों.
समय को टेंशन आया. मैं सच
King C2.
E2.
King D2.
पहले इस साइड में आ जाते फिर देखते हैं यहाँ से. हाँ ऑपोजिशन लेके आते.
हाँ चलो आ जाओ. हाँ बस अब यहाँ से आते हैं अंदर. चलो अब फ्लैंक करते हैं.
हाँ
King E3. आ जाओ. King F4. हाँ उसको
अरे दे दिया उसको ऑपोजिशन.
वापस सॉरी.
अभी किंग F3. बट उसको मिल जाएगा.
अरे मिल गया. अरे वो डायगोनली आया ना, ऊपर जाने का था. चलो लेफ्ट.
इधर.
हाँ वो आउटफ्लैंक करते रहो. हाँ उसको डायगोनल ऑपोजिशन मिला, पर अपन वापस आएंगे
अभी कहाँ.
अरे उसको मिल गया भाई. अरे उसको कहाँ मिला उसको. वापस आओ भाई. पूरा शुरू पे जाते हैं वापस.
यहाँ तक या पूरा A1 तक.
यहाँ तक तो ओके है ना.
नहीं वापस आते हैं भाई. चलो हाँ आ गए यहाँ.
अभी मैंने ये मूव किया
भाई.
किंग F3.
किंग F3.
अरे मिल गया भाई. छोड़ो
ले लिया भाई.
किंग G2.
अरे क्या इससे मैच करेंगे.
नहीं अब करेंगे ना आउटफ्लैंक. किंग F3. हाँ देखो अब वो हरकतें कर रहा है। हम लोग किंग F4 जा सकते हैं क्या? नहीं
किंग
नहीं,
F4 क्यों जाना?
F4 नहीं, सॉरी क्या बोलते, E4।
किंग G4 भी अच्छा लग रहा है मेरे को।
किंग G4.
किंग,
उसको मिल जाएगा, लेकिन मिल जाएगा, उसको
अरे
मिल जाएगा,
मिल
उसको
गया
मिल
मिल गया
जाएगा।
मिल गया मिल
नहीं
गया,
चाहिए,
किंग
नहीं चाहिए
E4
भाई, नहीं
किंग
चाहिए।
E4 किंग E4 भाई, किंग E4 भाई। अरे डायगनली मिल गया भाई, क्या भाई
Diagonal
स्मार्टेस्ट पापा।
opposition is not the end of the story. Yeah, like for example here, king F4, king H6. Now
नाउ किंग
then king
G4।
G6. Now
उसको
you
मिल
can
गया
you
मिल
यार,
गया
उसको
भाई,
मिल
क्या
गया।
now
दे दिया भाई
wherever
उसको
you go,
अब।
I will just keep following you. You can never pass me. So don't give me that chance.
या
किंग G3।
Then king G5. Now again I have
अरे भाई मैं तो दे ही देता हूँ भाई।
ये
F
only move है, yes.
F5
As
F5
Vaibhav
हाँ.
rightly points out. Now the point is, I have diagonal opposition, but the problem is that you are going towards your goal. This and these two squares are the goal, right? So I need to stop you. So I come here, and now
नाउ वी टेक ऑपोजिशन।
Outflank.
if I go here,
टेक ऑपोजिशन।
नाउ वी आउटफ्लैंक यू।
outflank. So the thing
Oh,
is,
okay.
when you outflank your opponent is very important. Like in this position, you outflanked me, which is wrong because now whenever I get the diagonal opposition, it will convert into horizontal opposition and you won't be able to reach F8 and H8. But when
So when to outflank?
you outflanked at the right moment after king G2, and now outflanking is good because now ऐसे 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 करके वो F8 पहुंच रहा है. सो ई फाइल पे आउटफ्लैंक नहीं करना था.
समझ गया, जहाँ पे हमें आगे जाना है उधर आउटफ्लैंक
Sort of.
करना है।
But okay, this is a very hypothetical situation. But you see the importance of distant opposition converting into close opposition, outflanking, and all of that through these two examples.
हम्म।
Okay, so I think that was really tough endgame study for today. I will show you more examples tomorrow of how it works in practical games so that you can then use all the knowledge for tomorrow.
Done.
ठीक है सर. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being there and learning from this. Binoy Thomas learnt a lot today. Enjoyed the stream. Thank you so much, Binoy. Uh, any last things like endgame? Do you guys think it's boring or something like that?
No, it's
Not boring at all.
Until now it was boring. After this lecture, now it's like crazy.
Okay, that was what I wanted to start endgame on the right note because once you start as boring, तो वो बहुत ही bore होता है. But okay, it's interesting. Maybe now we can get into more ideas.
It's very nice because otherwise we are just thinking combinations and
हाँ, मैं तो
stuff.
तुक्का मारता हूँ कि
But-
चलो ये वाला
हाँ.
ड्रॉ हो गया।
हाँ.
Yeah.
But इसमें if we can learn about each individual piece and each individual end game, then I think बहुत सही हो जाएगा, दिमाग clear हो जाएगा एकदम.
Great. Yeah, and also it's like you see the it's not separate part of the game. Sometimes from the middle games, a lot of exchanges and you go into the end game. So it's never like nothing is in isolation in chess. You need to learn it isolated way, but then bring it all together. That's the main.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you so much
Yeah.
for joining in.
Thank you so much.
यश
Thanks,
भाई को
Sagar.
आप वो दे एक बार शाउट आउट, आप भूल गए यश को।
Yash. Oh, Dakshta. I didn't. Yash Shah. Sagar bhai, have a question. When solving puzzles, it is usually recommend simplification before the tactic. Is this sort of a thumb rule? I don't think simplification is always the main thing that happens in all the tactics. Like sometimes you are going to sacrifice material and you're going to get to the king. Usually it's like you either win material or you checkmate opponent's king. These are the main aims. I don't think simplification is always the main thing. So, not necessary.
थैंक यू सागर शाह।
Thank you, Samay. Thank you, Biswa, and thank you, Vaibhav.
Thanks, Sagar.
Bye. And
एक ऑफ स्ट्रीम खेलना है क्या भाई?
नहीं, अब मेरे को अभी थोड़ा सा काम पड़ेगा.
चलो चलो, शादी कर लिया आपने, ठीक है। मैं सिंगल वालों से पूछता हूँ, विश्वास से पूछता हूँ। और सागर शाह, हम दोनों ही हैं
एक
वापस।
second.
मैं हर बार आपके साथ रुक जाता हूँ भाई
Thank you,
आखिर में।
sir.
एक रीमैच हो जाए।
मैं तो ऐसे सोच रहा हूँ कि मैं आपके स्ट्रीम पे ही खेलूंगा रीमैच.
भाई आपको चाहिएगा
हाँ
रीमैच अभी?
मुझे चाहिए.
मैं नहीं दे रहा भाई, मैं बस पूछना था कि आपको चाहिएगा भाई. गुड नाइट.
ठीक है. We will have it after a few more days. Today do you have an evening stream?
I never plan things, bro. I plan it 1 or 2 hours before it, and then it happens. I don't
And
know.
you
Let's
have
see.
launched memberships, right?
Yeah, finally.
And what is the membership like? What do people get?
There are different memberships. एक membership पे basic रहेगा जिसपे they can come on Discord. दूसरा membership पे they can come on Zoom on the video with us. Third is एकदम crazy membership. अंबानी OP है उसका नाम.
अच्छा.
उसमें they come to my WhatsApp group and they can directly be in touch with me on social media.
Wow, amazing. And I think it will come today.
Just for you guys.
If you go to Samay's channel here on YouTube and click Samay Raina, then over there you will see that there will be a join button which will soon come. Right now it's only subscription, but there will also come a join button, and there
Yeah.
you can click and then get to know more about it. It takes usually some time to activate it, so maybe by tomorrow or day after it will be there.
Yep.
Okay, Samay.
Thank you so much,
Take
Sagar
care.
Shah ji.
Bye.
Good night. Bye bye.
Guys, thank you all for being here, especially like so many super chats today, big ones by Daksh and also by Vinayak Weekend. It feels good that you guys appreciate these lessons so much and you contribute. At the same time, sometimes it feels like, wow, you know, you're contributing so much money. It's thank you. Yeah, it feels great. And secondly, these end games, try to go over these concepts. One thing which someone suggested is play these videos in 2x speed if you have seen them, and the important parts you can just go over them so that you remember. Try doing that. Also join the Discord group, which is the link in the description. If you can do that, would be wonderful. Thanks everyone. Thank you moderators for doing a great job, and I will see you all today at 5 p.m. Vidit is going to teach the Italian opening and we'll learn from him. Take care. Bye bye.